guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you the direction in which I want to take this channel forward. You must have noticed that I have posted about tech reviews, vlogs, self-growth videos, a couple of different niches. And now there's been a complete rebranding that's happening. The channel banner, channel name, display picture, everything is being changed as well. And that is because in the last couple of weeks, I have been putting a lot of thought into what direction do I want to take my channel forward. And I have finally been able to come to an answer using scenario planning. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the different scenarios I considered, the attributes that help me pick the right scenario in which I want to take the channel direction forward, and why. So if you've been a long-time viewer or a new subscriber, I am very excited to be sharing this journey with you. Let's get started. So why such a video? I have been reading about this book by Larry King, and he's one of the best presenters and interviewers of all time. It's called How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere. And the first thing he says is honesty. When you're completely honest with your audience, that's when they engage with you more. While working as a radio presenter for Radio Red 94.7 FM, at that point of time, although I could not understand what the listeners were listening to or how they were feeling, I was just speaking and having a conversation with my friend RV in the radio station, and that just got me all excited and fun to talk. While working in the TV, I had the cameraman, the mic fixing person, the light guy, those guys, and I could see their expression, how they're receiving what I was talking about. So then also it was easier for me to do the presentation. But with YouTube, what's happening is that I have to really understand the metrics such as the click-through rate and the watch time and hours, and then try to understand and figure out whether you guys actually like what I'm talking about. And I had been having discussions with my friends and family on what should I be doing. I don't even understand if I'm doing the right thing. I didn't know what I was doing. After reading the book, I decided, you know what? Why not be completely, radically honest with you and then find out from you what you think about it. Why am I thinking so deeply about the direction in which I want to take the channel forward? Because I believe that if you do not choose your fate is going to choose you. And by the time you decide that's not what you want, it's going to be too late. Because once you know what the final destination is going to be, then it's up to you to get to the destination as fast as you want, as slow as you want, or take different ways and have multiple stopovers along the way. But at the end of the day, you are going to ultimately end up where you had always envisioned your life to be. What exactly is scenario planning? Scenario planning is basically, it's not about predicting the future, it's about exploring the many different possible futures that could happen, and then creating a strategy that is flexible enough to adapt to any of them. It's a really powerful tool that's used by world leaders like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, and even organizations like the World Economic Forum. They would use this technique to navigate uncertainties and to come up with multiple ways in which they could tackle those uncertain futures. Books like The Art of Long View by Peter Schwartz or even Scenario Planning by Gil Ringland will offer some practical guidelines on how you can use this technique. I was able to make an informed decision by using this powerful tool, and I believe that by sharing my process, it would inspire you to also use this technique in your decision-making processes. I had two options. One, I could post more videos where I showcase my interactions with my family, friends, and my close ones. And the second way in which where I speak about myself and my personal growth. Now that could mean, let's say, videos like minimalism, how to deal with anxiety attacks, how to build new habits, and so on. What would the two scenarios be if I take this path and if I take this path? If I take this path, my channel is going to end up like a lifestyle channel. And if I take this one, it could end up as a self-growth channel. In either of these scenarios, there are 5 main attributes that would be affecting. Those are the attributes that finally help me make my choice. The first attribute is the audience that I'm going to build. If I go ahead with a lifestyle channel, I would have a much more broader kind of audience, a lot more different kind of people would be interested in my videos. And that is probably a good thing because anybody would be interested in the topics that I'm talking about, right? So there is more opportunity for growth. If I go ahead with the self-growth channel, then the audience are going to be a lot more selective and a lot more niched down. And that could be difficult because there are so many successful self-growth channels, and it is pretty difficult to compete with those channels. But then if I could establish my authority in a self-growth channel, then I will have a lot more loyal and engaged audience than the audience that would be if I had a lifestyle channel. So would I want a big, massive audience, or would I want a small group of engaged, loyal audience? Like 100% the engaged, loyal audience. The second attribute is monetization. If I were to go ahead with a lifestyle channel, the monetization opportunities would be mostly brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate marketing. Brands would be interested in dealing with influencers with a large number of audience, where you showcase their products and then you just speak about it and then you make money through that. The second one, if I were to do a self-growth channel, then the possible opportunities would be by selling ebook, coaching programs, courses, probably branch out into a podcast style channel. I thought that I genuinely loved dealing with brands. Dior contacted me, or Louis Vuitton contacted me. They gave me free products, or a travel agency contacted me and told me, you know what, just go ahead, travel with your family, have fun. It's going to be all on us. I thought that would be really amazing, and I was really excited about taking my channel in the lifestyle direction, which is what I was doing. I had posted a lot more of lifestyle videos rather than self-growth videos. I was also afraid of coming off like boring and nerdy if I were to post a lot of self-growth channels like these sit-down videos that I'm doing with you right now. One of those dreams I had was a brand contacting me and telling me to go have fun, and all I had to do was just talk about them. And guess what? My dream did come true. A brand did contact me, and I thought that, oh my God, the universe is so on my side. Obviously, the universe does listen to you, and whatever you dream about will come true. But what happened after I got the opportunity was that I did go to the place that I picked. I picked the place. I said, this is where I'm going to take my family. This is where I'm going to have fun. And I did go there, but it was not fun at all. It was stressing me out. In fact, I went to this nice place and I had to carry a lot of gadgets with me, you know, the mic and the camera and the multiple cameras for different kinds of shots. And I was constantly bothering my family as well. Like, I couldn't take in the joy of visiting this new place that I really wanted to take my family to. Instead, I was constantly concerned about, oh, that's such a nice view. That's such a nice shot. I should take that. If my daughter is dancing, then instead of me enjoying her actually dancing, I was taking a video of that. I couldn't take it in. So I realized that something was off. This is not how I assumed I would feel when I get brand sponsorships. It didn't feel right. So that's the first thing that made me reevaluate my entire strategy these last 2 weeks, because it was confusing me as to why was I feeling this way. This is actually the dream. This is actually what I really wanted, but why? That's something to talk about. The third attribute was personal fulfillment. What is going to give me more personal fulfillment? With a lifestyle channel, if I were to showcase more of the things that's happening with myself and the way we are living our life, then I should probably have more joy in just sharing the experience. That's it, right? Just sharing the experience, entertaining people. Is that going to be more personally fulfilling for me? Versus if I were to have a self-growth channel, then I would probably be able to help somebody improve themselves, or probably inspire themselves to not be hopeless and to do something bigger, to have bigger goals, bigger dreams, etc. I feel like I would have a lot more personal fulfillment where I get to actually see somebody take the first step towards achieving, towards their dreams. A lot of the times when women have kids, they suddenly shut their dreams and their goals and then decide that now their life is committed to just taking care of their babies, and that they should just close all of their dreams, that it's not possible to multitask, to be a mom and to run a business, or to be somebody who's working full-time and to also have a YouTube channel. And I feel like if I can prove it to you that it is possible without getting mentally messed up or burnt out in the process, it would inspire a lot of people to also start to not give up on something that they're passionate about. When it comes to personal fulfillment, for sure a self-growth channel is what would give me a lot more personal fulfillment than a lifestyle channel. The fourth attribute is my family safety and privacy. This was one of those biggest concerns I was having, and something that was making me really, really uncomfortable. The fact that when I had to shoot videos for a lifestyle channel, like the vlog style channel, I had to showcase everything about my family, like my daughter, or the school that she goes to, or how our home looks like, or what our routines look like, what everybody's routines look like. I was getting messages from people as well asking, hey, this is where you stay, right? So those kind of conversations were just making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Also, the fact that for me to actually post lifestyle videos, I would have to make sure that everybody is on board and they all should be looking presentable and they all should be looking happy to be on the channel. When we are traveling and when I'm telling my mom, hey mom, I'm going to turn on my camera, you've got to start smiling, it pisses her off, it pisses me off as well. Or when I have to force my daughter to just be happy, which I don't, but every time she's happy and she's doing something fun, instead of just enjoying it, I had to go pick up my camera. I was not liking that either. I was not able to enjoy whatever she was doing. I was not able to take that in. But when it comes to a self-growth channel, I could just sit down here and talk to you. If I had a studio, then I could make sure that any place that I go, or maybe even if I'm traveling, I could have that studio set up everywhere. I could replicate the same studio in any other country that I move to as well, and it's going to look the same. And I could make sure that my family's privacy and safety is always intact. And all of these attributes I'm considering is, by the way, assuming that my channel is going to be super successful in the next 5 or 10 years. Because what is the point of doing anything without believing that it's going to be successful, right? If you believe it's going to be successful, like 100% it's going to be successful. The fifth and the final attribute, is this going to be an evergreen model? Now, if I were to go with the lifestyle channel, it could be an evergreen model. By the way, evergreen model is something that would last forever, something that even after so many years is still going to be relevant. A lifestyle channel could be an evergreen model, provided I focus on topics that are evergreen, such as organizing your kitchen or having better relationships with your family, something that is not depending on topics that are trending, like TikTok made me do that. That's just a trending topic and it dies. So if I were to focus on those kind of topics, then probably the lifestyle channel could be an evergreen model. If I were to do the same thing with self-growth channels, true, it's the same thing, right? Self-growth channels could probably be a little bit more chances of being an evergreen model than a lifestyle channel, because you're focusing on self-growth, mental health, better relationship, etc. But then what could happen if one day I outgrow this whole social media thing? What if I do not want to post videos anymore on YouTube? What's going to happen then? Or what if I die? Or what if my children outgrow and they do not want to be on the channel and they want to relocate to another place? They don't want the whole limelight. What's going to happen then? When it comes to self-growth channel too, I noticed that Marie Forleo has a self-growth channel. Although she was a lot more active a couple of years back, she is now much lesser active, because you outgrow things when you get older. You do not want to keep doing this. Sometimes it gets too taxing. And I noticed that she started posting much lesser. And when that happens, your views drop, because these algorithms, they don't wait for anyone, right? It obviously drops. There's going to be more creators coming up who are ready to post every single day. So obviously your channel is going to die. What's the solution to that? What do you do? I realized that a solution, like obviously when it comes to an evergreen model, a self-growth channel would be a lot more evergreen than a lifestyle channel. But still, if you have a channel like Marie Forleo or Tony Robbins, you still cannot be as big as something like Apple, where Steve Jobs passed away 10, 11 years back, right? And Apple is still as relevant as it is back then, even today. So how do I make sure I have something like an Apple? And that's when I realized that what if I could completely remove my name from the channel? What if instead of me being the brand, what if I have a brand name and I'm just going to be a presenter of that brand? What if I'm just representing the brand? Out of all of the different things that I considered, the one that I valued the most out of all the different factors was number 4, my family's privacy and safety. Taking that into consideration, I have decided to go ahead taking my channel in the direction of a self-growth channel, because this would ensure that my family is going to be safe, and at the same time, it would also give me a lot more personal fulfillment, knowing that I would be able to, in some ways, in some small ways, if I could inspire or change someone else's else's life, then that would be my biggest achievement of this channel, right? So where do you think we could have conversations around all the different topics that we're discussing about? I'm not exactly sure, and I would really love your inputs and your help on that. I did check out Discord, I did check out Patreon. I seem to really like Reddit because the people on Reddit, a lot of them are anonymous, so they are a lot more radically honest about what they think about the different topics, and I could actually have conversations. Versus Instagram and Facebook, there's just, first of all, it's not just a place for having communications, you're also talking about random different things. There's a lot of bots on the channel. A lot of people just engage for the sake of engaging so that they will get some followers. But on Reddit or Quora, there's not going to be any followers. I did check out Quora, but I felt like it's a little bit more difficult to find the topic of conversation. But on Reddit, if you just put hashtag Trump, then we could have a whole bunch of people's conversations underneath it, and it's a lot more easier to find Reddit. And also it comes up on the Google searches as well when you search those different topics, versus Discord and Patreon doesn't come up. So I liked Reddit, but you guys let me know, where do you think we could have a lot more in-depth conversation, and where could we have more in-depth discussions around the different topics that we could be discussing on this channel? Do let me know in the comments below. That would really mean a lot to me. You know, guys, it really scares me to have such big audacious goals and to discuss them with you, but would make me feel a lot less scarier if you could let me know in the comments below what you think. And if you talk back to me, then it's not just me talking to the camera, it's me and you having a discussion. I am so excited for what's to come and for all the different content ideas that I have in mind to share with you. I also have an idea of starting a 3-minute Wednesday Bites where we just discuss and talk about the trending topic for that particular week. It could be cool. There's just so much in my head that I wish I could speak to you about. Thank you so much for watching my video and joining me on this journey. I hope that by sharing my thought process, I was able to provide some insights and inspiration to those of you who are also navigating similar decisions. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please do give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.